Hi, it's Nicole. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. I figured I would give you all a glimpse into a day in the life for me. Someone who lives with mental imbalances. I have anxiety and high functioning depression. The best decision I could have ever made was to become an entrepreneur. This gives me autonomy over my life. Let me tell you how. So I start my day by I open all of the curtains in my home. I have to be able to control my environment in order to enhance my mood. So everything is primarily natural light. That is key for me. With it being a partly cloudy day, I am going to add some additional lighting. My home is extremely moody. My aura is shaped off of my environment. So I have to make sure that I establish a safe, calm, at ease space. And in order to do that, it really does simply come down to the lighting. After I get myself situated with creating the environment that I need for today, I will feed Shug and Avery. Then I start to really tend to myself. I am a tea drinker versus a coffee drinker. No offense to the coffee people, it doesn't sit well with my soul. As I am preparing tea, I tend to kind of organize and get my kitchen together. I need to organize Shug and Avery's food. So Shug and Avery get their food delivered. It may sound a little bougie, but it works for me. And I like to organize that, so therefore it's easy for me to access and get them fed very quickly in the morning, because they are my natural alarm clocks. So they come and let me know when it's time to eat breakfast, and I like to make sure that I'm spot on with that, because they will be very vocal about their hunger. I have a ritual for my tea. I'm not sure if anyone else does, but I am a sugar. I know some people are a honey folk. I am a sugar folk, and I also like to add a Halls. This tends to just kind of open me up, clear my passageways. I'm a little bit on the stuffy side as I sleep. As the tea cools off, I go back to cleaning. I have OCD, so I tend to clean and organize a lot. It probably has a lot to do with the fact that I'm a little bit on the weird side. Everything is organized, everything is in lines, and unfortunately, it's just who I am. Once my tea has cooled off, I begin to have a kind of a moment of silence and quietness. I like to check in with myself again, because I do have depression. I need to make sure that I tap into how I am feeling for the day. And so my therapist gave me a feelings wheel. So the goal of the wheel is to make sure that I get out of the habit of using the words good and fine, like really to define how I am feeling. I choose my word, then I start to journal. Whatever it is, sometimes I use my word as a way to start my journaling for the day, or I just simply write an experience, how I'm feeling, or just random stuff. It just kind of depends, but I try to make sure that I journal daily. Back in the kitchen, organizing, straightening up. I don't know about anyone else, but I have to make sure that things are neat and organized, or my brain really cannot function. So I may have a lot of things, but everything has its place. Everything has an order to it. I think I'm revealing how weird I am. Although I know there are other people who have these same traits. I would say I have a healthy balance of organized chaos and order. I have decided today that I don't want to interact with anybody. I just want to be home in my own space. This is where that autonomy comes in, because I have control over establishing that today is the day that I do not want human interaction. And that's okay. So because of that, I am going to create a day where I am active in my home and I'm not just kind of sitting and doing nothing. I spent 3 hours on the phone with one of my little sisters the other day, so I am kind of tapped out a little bit. I don't know about anybody else, but I am the recharge type. I need to be able to recharge. Just like unplug me, put me on the charger, allow me to gather myself with myself without having to constantly be interacting with other humans. It's not a necessity for me. I am an introvert, so I don't have to, or I don't crave human interaction. There are moments where I crave silence and I crave just being with me. My home is my safe haven, so I tend to do a lot of DIY projects and organizing, reading, planning, just whatever inside of my home. And I also work from home, so I kind of try to balance all of those things, but I do not force myself to do anything I do not want to do. So if I do not want to have human interaction today, that is fine. I am going to proceed with making sure I put together a well-balanced day in which I do not have to interact with anybody, but I do not become a shell of a person at home, if that makes sense. After I am done with all of that, I am going to get dressed, find me a fit for the day. Even though I am staying indoors, I do not want to be in pajamas all day. And do not debate me, debate someone else in terms of if you brush your teeth immediately when you wake up or you eat breakfast first. I'm not a breakfast eater, so I just tend to my tea, tend to the things that I need to tend to. Then I come back, get dressed, wash my face, brush my teeth. That's my morning routine. No judgment based off of how anyone chooses what order they do their day in or do their routine in. This is just my routine. Tea with mint breath, it's not for me. The process for washing my face may look like a lot, but I tend to cleanse it first, use some witch hazel. I like to roll out the puffs under my eyes. Then I go into adding some aloe vera gel. This is like a way to soothe my skin. I didn't have the best skin growing up. I do not wear makeup at all. And then I add some rose water facial mist, then African shea butter. I just want to make sure that I have smooth skin. Of course, I have to add my Vaseline, because what is life without it? Add some smell goods. Today is going to be a head wrap day, so off with the scarf, on with a nice wrap. This is also a way for me to do a protective style. I'm not the wig type, so me, protective style wise, is a head wrap. Now that I'm dressed, I am going to prep for the DIY project I want to do today. This is my cookie jar. Well, I bought the jar, had this top that came from something else, but it doesn't quite fit. I want to be able to make sure that my cookies stay fresh. Once I get upstairs, this is my office / studio. I'm going to do some organizing there a little bit so then I can get started on my day, which will include me going through my calendar, answering some emails, talking to some clients. I do wear some UV glasses. I'm of course getting some kisses and some love from Suge and Avery. They're not going to leave me alone until I give them some treats. So I usually give them some treats, let them go on about their way so I can get some work done. Since it is the top of June, I am going to do my June calendar, add everything on there that I need to make sure I stay on top of. So I do have a planner, and then I have a calendar that stays up in my studio. And this calendar is kind of an outline of like creative things I need to do versus my planner, in which I have that to keep me organized on the structured things I need to do. After that, I am going to prepare lunch. Nothing too fancy, just some leftover salmon and potatoes. Then I will get the materials that I need for my DIY project, which is just a sand block and sandpaper, a tray so that I can keep the dust in. Total success getting that situated. Off camera, I just did some other little organization projects that carried me to the end of my evening, in which it's time for me to shower. And again, everything for me is a mood, so I like to decompress with candles and music. This actually also helps me sleep better because I have a clear mind. It's not jumbled with anything. And I take showers in the dark. I don't know about anybody else, but again, everything is a vibe and a mood for me. And the darkness allows me to begin to shut down from anything I did today that I need to release. After I shower, I stretch. My showers are on lava, like the hottest temperature you can get. So it's a very good transition. And that's a day for me. Nothing too heavy. It's more of a lighter day, a day that I'm not going outdoors. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if no one told you today, let me be the one to tell you, I love you. Bye.